that. Here we are.
Hello and welcome back to Strange Hungers. Last we left off, the Fulcrum Expedition made their way out of the quaint town of Nook, continuing their journey through the floodlands of Skyhome towards Leicastle. However, as they were traveling, with a foggy storm growing darker around them, their travel was interrupted by a surprise attack from 3 bandits. However, they easily fought back these intruders, ending with an explosive force from Kiara. 2 of the bandits are alive still. They've been tied up below deck. 1 is dead. The Lomi sailor has been able to continue its journey through the floodlands, and Captain Drockness has told our fearless leader that they should make port in Leicastle by tonight. However, right at the end of this fight, Awish caught a glimpse of Vice, Matthias's mentor, who seemed distraught with the fiery aftermath of the battle. Awish, what are you doing?
Awish is going to head down below deck after Vice. Before they start to look for her, they have their staff out, and even though it's invisible, their unseen servant at their elbow. And with a moment of forethought, realizing what they're about to do, what conversation they're about to go have, they focus for a moment, and every single one of the runes in their body lights up, and they cast some sort of spell. And if there were to be a camera watching, the camera would see the tension melt away from their body, and they go to try to find Vice.
Vice has made her way below deck. This is before anyone has brought the prisoners down. You do have a few minutes here while things are being cleaned up above deck. You just catch a glimpse of Vice pushing her way past the hammocks down here towards the sort of tucked away corner, not down into the crawl space that you had been previously, but just to an area behind some barrels of food or gunpowder or supplies. Sits down on a crate and puts her head in one hand.
I want to give Vice just a minute, you know? But then she will step forward and stop about 2 feet away from Vice. We'll stand and stare for a moment and then say, "You don't trust her."
She looks up, doesn't seem surprised to see you there. It is less about trust and more about precaution.
I don't think you're wrong for taking precaution in this situation.
I think the precautions that I have taken will have no effect. That is what frustrates me.
Looks up at the roof of the deck. What precautions have you taken?
I had a conversation with the Rajkumari. I thought it might help. I wanted to see what her intentions were. I wanted to ask her to take caution, but have you ever Have you ever been so worried something was going to happen that you convince yourself when it does happen it was your very fear of it that brought it to pass?
I think that sounds a little too close to fate, Vice. And I don't quite believe in that.
Hmm. I do not know where I stand on that.
Regardless. Did Vice call Kiara... What did Vice call Kiara?
Raj Kumari.
Have I heard that before?
This is a word in Infernal, so I will actually have you make a history check because even though you have picked up Infernal from that Sorft game, there's still sort of a getting comfortable with the translation and what it might mean.
Makes total sense. Natural 20. So that's like 27.
Has referred to Kiara as basically a princess of the Raj.
So sorry, Kiara. Their eyes narrow a bit at that, but they decide not to push it quite yet, and they say, regardless, I think that taking such precaution with a child of the Raj Empire is not quite the right route.
And what would you suggest?
Something a little more tactile.
Okay, I'm listening.
Let me be clear. I don't trust them. But I don't trust them because I don't trust anyone who wields that kind of power without control or experience. I may be able to learn something that could help.
You. What experiences do you have with the rays?
What experiences do you have?
I have tasted firsthand the damage that they can do. And from where she's sitting on this crate here, you see her pull off a glove and reach down and start to unbuckle a boot. Will you make a perception check for me?
That is just a 12.
Okay. You do notice that as she takes off this glove, that the tips of her fingers and her palms are stained a sooty black color, very similar to Matthias. As she reaches down and unbuckles this boot and slides it off, she has these like warm woolen socks that she pulls off as well. And you can see she does have sort of a I would say like a half cloven foot. Bit of an interesting, like not a full hoof, but almost like a spur kind of on the back. This might just be, her descent or where she's from. But on her legs, where her skin is normally this like rich magenta, sort of pink red, you see this permanent discoloration, almost a bleached bone-like white, a thick, wrinkled scar tissue transitioning into a nasty indigo purple. Just the bottom half of her leg here almost looks like a rotting, dried raisin of burn tissue.
Aoi stares at it for a moment. Does that still hurt?
Not in the cold.
I see. What is the true danger of where we are going?
I ask about the Frostlands and not the danger we are bringing with us.
I can see the danger we bring with us.
Give me a persuasion check.
I do not have this. I don't have my negative ability to charisma right now.
Amazing.
I rolled a 19, so that is a 20.
Fabulous. Bites down on her lip. Looks at you for a moment. The Rajkumari is in Inferno. I think she may even be capable of blazing a path through the Frostlands. But there are things in those smoking wastes that no fire will touch. There are creatures that no steel can hurt. The real danger, I would say, of the Valkyrie wastes is that no one really knows what the danger is the deeper that you go. It just gets too fucking cold to continue. So it might take an inferno to get you all the kind of information that you seek. There are things that will taint you and touch you there. But there is an understandable amount of danger for the most part. Even the kind of freedom that exists out there. No singular power manifesting its control over the continent. No haughty nobility, gold freezes out there. It is not a currency that holds much weight. It is only warmth that does that. But I would not call it real danger. For the most part, I have seen the devastation wrought by the battles of the race. And they think what they are doing is a kindness.
Inconsideration is never kindness.
You, in consideration, you are standoffish and cold. But I understand you.
I know what it is. They do not.
I think you are smart enough to expect your group to earn the right to watch your back before you turn it to them. Yeah?
You are the second one who has said something to the same effect.
I think you know as well as I do that when the real threat arrives, and it will, Yanu, it always does, that if no one is watching, if no one good enough is watching, you are as good as maggot food already.
Let me tell you something, guys. When real threats come, it doesn't matter how much people care about you or who is watching. You just meet your fate. Awaish gestures to Vice's legs and says, but I think you know a bit about that.
Maybe so. I will tell you one thing. Yamu. When it comes to this Rajling in the party that you are traveling with, there might be excuses for this noble mission that Fulcrum has set out to you. Might be reasons that the people will justify the acts that they are committing. Even you. They might claim collateral damage. There is no such thing as collateral, especially in the Waste.
What do you mean?
You will need each other. And anything that you find, well, it will be useful as fuel at the very least.
I don't suppose Princess is just a moniker.
You didn't know?
Just waits for Vice to continue.
Utaya was pursuing this Kiara, wanted to drag them back to the Empire. So I overheard. Seems like we have a bit of a runaway.
Fantastic.
Ha!
Take care.
Yes. Puts her glove back on.
Oish turns to leave, hesitates, and then puts a hand on Vice's shoulder and casts Prestidigitation, and Vice feels like a chill run down her back and then leaves.
She flinches as you touch her, but then her shoulders settle. Her shoulders settle just a little bit, and she puts her boot back on as you step away.
I'm gonna go in my corner.
You can make your way back into your crawl space. I think then it was Matthias who said you had brought the prisoners down, made sure that some of the crew were watching them.
Yeah. Brought them down to a place where a lot of people would see them. Separated them from each other. Barden had the forethought to gag both of them. And so they're tied up down there. And then kind of followed through with a bunch of the other folks. And I was going to go see Vice, but it doesn't have to be anything we roleplay through. I think that he just goes and checks in on her because he knows that she would be fucked up from that encounter specifically. And so he would just make sure that she is okay.
I have sort of a retroactive question, which is, how much do you think Vice has told you about the specific details of some of the trauma she's been through? And I say that because I think she might have opened up to Matthias a little bit, but I want to know how much he would have pressed if he would have been interested.
Well, I know that we had talked about that when we said, like, she told him. I assume that she told him everything.
Okay. Yeah. So then, when she does look up at you, you have that moment of solidarity with her. You do just see in her gaze that she lets you see that she is distraught, even a little fearful, which is not something you're used to seeing from her, and maybe doesn't say a whole lot, but just kind of gives you, shoulder nudge, and a, be careful with that one about Kiara.
Yeah, I think seeing her quite distraught, he's probably gonna sit down next to her and just like sit with her for a while. Not necessarily talking about anything, but yeah.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything as the crew continues the boat's journey, begins to tamp out some of the fires? Luckily, the boat wasn't really damaged, Matthias. You did see to that with your shield, but beginning to clean up a little bit, and they do throw. If no one stops them, they'll just throw the body of that goblin overboard.
Did we check the body of the goblin? Oh, it was completely eviscerated, wasn't it? It was burnt to a crisp.
Burnt to a crisp, yeah.
I think if Kiara's... Yeah, Bond's going to go up to Kiara and just look after her for the rest of the day. Until they go away. Won't let them be alone. Not necessarily talking, but just by their side.
I think you find Kiara kind of at what is the front of the ship called? The bow?
Wow.
Sure, right. Yes, sailing terms. I know them. You find Kiara just sitting cross-legged at the bow of the ship, looking out into the nothing. But you also notice that her wounds are still there. Like she hasn't. You saw her take kind of a lot of damage, like a lot. She got pretty hurt during that fight, but except for what immediately happened in the aftermath, she hasn't healed herself.
We gotta fix that.
Fix what?
Sits down next to her. Points out the wounds. You deserve to be healed. If you don't want to do it, we can go get Taz.
No, I can do it, but it feels wrong.
Puts an arm around their shoulder. I'll tell you, never feels right the first time. Was that your first?
Yes, and it shouldn't. I don't. We're here to do important work, and I thought I was ready and I could face down whatever was coming, but why is it so hard? I was protecting all of you. I didn't do anything wrong, and I know that, but it's still... Am I not meant to be out here? I'm not like Daz and Matthias and you and Brave and I...
Look, I cried the first time I killed someone. It was at the library. People were breaking in, trying to kill Siren, and I saw red, and I wasn't proud. Wasn't proud of it at all. I could have taken them down, bound them, left them to authorities greater than I, but it never feels good, and it shouldn't. I don't think it ever should. And I know you feel terrible, but that's a good thing, I think. I think if it feels good to take a life, you really need to sit and look at yourself. And Barden sort of takes a minute and gently kind of shifts Kiara as if to stick them on her lap.
Yeah,
and we'll
Kiara
wait to see
will definitely not resist.
Just unload it, arms kind of around her head, on their shoulder. You did it to look after us, and no one can blame you for it. But if you need to feel bad about it in private, or if you need someone with you, I'm happy. Rage can do things to you, can't it?
Yeah. How do you keep from getting that angry?
Kind of settles back behind her arm around their waist. Meditation, often, but also just trying to sit yourself in their seat. I mean, it's not always easy at all, and often you don't want to, but I think, people always deserve a chance. When I was in Parent, we were trained to fight the wild, right? Designed never to give them a chance to kill us, because they will. They'll get you the first moment they can, is what we were told. But I don't know. I think everyone deserves a chance. Sorry, probably went a bit off topic. But
No, I mean, so Pardon, do you think we're too soft to be out here?
I think she kind of leans in. I think the team might need us to balance them out.
Because I just thought of what you said, and I feel that if the Fulcrum found out that we were going to try to give anything that tried to give us a chance to not hurt us first, they might not be too happy about it.
But come on. You ran away from one of the biggest empires in the world.
Not
You and
well.
me.
They found me in they found me in a few months.
But we didn't do what they wanted, did we?
No.
It's up to you what you do, but if you want to keep giving people chances, then we can do that. It's up to you.
This would all be so much easier if people just weren't trying to kill my friends.
It's alright. I'll get there faster next time. Promise.
Yes, I think that's the key. Don't go into fights without me, but also don't let me go into fights without you.
I gotcha. Just gives them a squeeze and looks out into the ocean.
After a certain amount of time sitting with Vice in silence, I am gonna say, we're supposed to reach Castle by tonight.
Yes, we will be departing from this boat.
We need to decide what we're going to do with two of the party who attacked us. Do you want to be part of that decision?
No, I would rather not, actually. I think there's not much space for privacy, but I think I will take it where I can get it today, if you do not know. I will take it where I can get it. So.
Sounds about right. Sounds like a good idea. Yeah. And he'll slap his knees and get up. And he's going to start at the back of the boat and check and see if Oasia's back there, and start from the back and move everyone forward to where the people are currently. Well, maybe not
they
to
were-
where they're trapped, but actually probably just to the deck because he knows that people are still up there.
Tension is back on my bitch. Doesn't last that long.
Okay.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
just like a very curt, we need to talk with everyone,
Mm-hmm.
if you please. And it's gonna get everybody up on the deck.
Okay.
Oh boy. All right. And assuming that nobody has anything that they want to say for that, I'm just gonna hop right into that scene.
Mhm. You are all gathered up on the deck now. The fog and mist that you've been passing through is still oppressive. It's still hard to see. Drawkness has returned to navigation, has didn't really get too wounded, but has bandaged himself up a little bit with the help of a few members of the crew. And I believe it would be Ariadne is on deck, as well as Pitch, his first mate, and Lorna, the quartermaster. They're all keeping an eye out now, just being a little bit more attentive. And it would be Burton, I think it was, and Duck, is a human and a gnome, who are down watching the prisoners in the hall.
Right. We reach Leicastle tonight, and we need to figure out what we're going to do with those two. Any gestures as though to point below the deck. We have options. I'm sure everybody is aware. The most obvious one, we kill them and throw them over and leave them out to be eaten by something here, which would be easy. Another option, if people aren't interested in that, we are going to Leicastle, and in Leicastle there's a group called the Lycars, who specialize in rehabilitation. It involves some magic concerning memory. For most of the people who choose to enter it, these people being criminals, they will have their memories of their criminal lives wiped, and also any memories pertaining to it that might have led them to make the decision to pursue that in the first place. And once they're rehabilitated, they are freed and allowed to live another life.
And those are the only two options that you see worthy of proposing.
They're the only two options that I have. I'm unwilling to let them go, although I suppose that is an option.
Do we know why they came after us? Were they just looking for gold?
Perhaps. You're more than welcome to ask them if you'd like. But regardless of what they were looking for, that was the choice that they made. And I'm sure that they've made that choice, including other people who weren't as prepared to deal with a threat as we are.
Ooh. When I searched the Dragonborn's body, I found a red scarf with which they're a group of bandits and pirates that are usually more active in the Empire. They're a bit far off to be here. They probably have bounties on them to begin with, and if I'm honest, I told the Dragonborn they'd die, and I'm not going to force something here, but I'd like to live up to that promise I made them.
What kind of bounties?
Alex, do I know? Like,
This is where I'm going to need a history check from.
okay, big money, no whammies. All right, yeah, come on. Oh, natural 20 for a 22.
Amazing.
Give me.
All right. So, specifically for red scarves, you know that there is a price on their bandanas. If you can prove that you've taken it from one of them, maybe it's like attached to an arm, or you can, you have evidence to present that the red scarf is, actually a pirate. There is a standard price on each of their heads for 250 gold. If you have evidence in particular that they have done like an act of treason against the Empire, so you present the head of a red scarf after they have attacked an Empire boat, there's an additional 50 gold pieces just for bringing treason to the attention of the Empire, because it might justify more force being acted against them in the future. If you, there are a few names of leaders of some of these groups. These are captains of the river pirates. So a captain of one of the red scarf boats, I believe, would be 400 gold pieces.
And they do not need to be brought in alive, is what I'm getting from this.
Yes, and I convey that information to the rest of you. Alex, one question though: if Taz takes the scarves, and let's say Taz takes the scarves, but also they're like, let's let them get their memories wiped. Is the scarves with Taz as an agent of the Raj enough to say they've been dealt with? How does that work?
No, you need.
Okay, I need a body part or something.
But like a body part or something, evidence. The Raj, they've been getting under the skin of the Empire enough, specifically, not just threatening Empire ships, but also trade ships that pass through the River Weft network, making trouble, using lethal force as well. Bandits that have killed traders or travelers, etc. Enough that the Empire is we want evidence that they're being dealt with and weeded out.
And once we bring them to the Empire, they will be killed or imprisoned? Is that the other option?
Probably killed.
Right? Yeah.
I still want to know why they're here so far from the Empire before making.
You have at least 5 more hours until we have to make a decision. So
I may be able to get information out of the elf.
And I can talk to the Dragonborn.
Just talk. No.
Just talk. Sorry, I do want to scare the Dragonborn a little bit and I like my eyes flash a little bit with psionic energy. I'm not going to hurt them. If we haven't made a decision, I'm not going to abuse them. Just a little fear.
Okay, thank you. Just, bit of fries. Not too bad. But puts an arm on his shoulder. Just don't go too far. Huh?
Never.
We're encountering moral quandaries.
Do you guys want some backup, or you'll be all right, won't you?
I'd be interested to hear what they have to say, so.
Me too.
Why don't you go back up the rogue for a few moments? I don't think I would get much of anything with all of you watching.
I don't plan on being particularly involved. I'll just be in the same room.
I'll ask nicely first.
Okay, so me, Taz, and Kiara with the Dragonborn? At least?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, let's head down.
You walk downstairs, you can see that shorter gnomish fellow, Duck, kind of scruffy, not really a standout, more pale skin, probably Skyholm, is leaning against one of the just wood pieces of the under of the hull, and the other human is just sort of pacing back and forth between the hammocks, maybe smoking something out of a pipe. As you guys make your way down, they look probably to Matthias, waiting to see if they should leave their post.
We can take this from here. Thank you. I'll call you when you're needed.
Yeah, no worries. Let us know. They step away.
I'm just gonna go find some barrels to sit on. Just in the same room. Probably equidistant from both of them. but not like right up on everyone's ass. Just there to make sure things don't get out of hand.
Who would you like to talk to first? I think that it's been a decent while here, so I know that the elf had regained consciousness. The dragonborn was unconscious but has been stabilized. So, did you give the, crew any orders to just, like, shake awake the dragonborn or treat wounds at all, anything like that, or just kind of leave them tied
Oh
up?
boy. Well, keep making sure they're stable. Like, I don't want them
stable,
bleeding out.
Yeah.
Not my preferred outcome. Yeah, no. So like, stabilize them. Make sure they're not in like an undue amount of pain. Don't torture them.
Okay, no.
But yeah.
They wouldn't do anything with that. All right, so then the elf with that long braid is sitting, tied up, doesn't seem to have moved at all. The dragonborn is actually still slumped and unconscious. Definitely stable. Does look like maybe like a loose bandage has been tied around just like a kind of burn area to make sure that it doesn't get any worse, that there's not, maybe to alleviate a little bit of pain, it's been like dipped in a bit of water, but not treated any rougher than you would have expected. Yeah, slumped kind of back against two separate areas. One, crates and barrels, and one, I would say, tied on kind of a pole slat that's holding up the deck.
Can I go in and pull out my healer's kit and just, like, I'll sigh, pull out the kit and go in, and because I have the healer's feat, when I can use as an action, you can spend 1 use the healer's kit to tend to a creature and heal 1d6 plus 4 hit points.
Mm-hmm. You are welcome to use a use of the healer's kit. I will also say I will allow you to make a medicine check to just wake the dragonborn up.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's try the medicine check. I'd rather save this for y'all.
I was like, Kiara's also there with you, backing you up if you need help.
Nah, I'm good to go. That'll be well, it's an 18, but what's my medicine?
That it is more than enough. Then you just need a 10 to wake the dragonborn up. And I'll just tell you guys, this elf uses they them pronouns, and the dragonborn uses he him and they them pronouns.
When I wake the dragonborn up, however, and he comes to, I'll just say, you're gonna answer some questions, and like my eyes are gonna because I have thaumaturgy, my eyes are gonna flash the same color as my psionic energy, and I'll expend one of my psionic die to make a mind connection, and an infernal say, you'll regret it if you're not truthful.
Interesting. Does the creature have to be willing to make a mind connection?
No, he can end it at any point, but like I can connect.
You sort of like shake him awake, make that mind connection. You see first, with the eyes blinking open, these narrow slits that focus back onto you and just jerks backwards. Get out of my head.
Kiara?
If you don't mind, it's probably better you talk to me, otherwise you will have to deal with him. But, we just had some questions. Why did you attack us?
We wanted to see what you had.
So, you were just hungry?
Yeah, everyone's hungry.
Why so far from home?
Why are you so far from home, eh?
Well, I have business that will pay me. It seems that if all you want is to rob people, this is not a good place.
Want?
Yeah, we can hear you through Alex's mic, Sarah. If you'd like to scream, maybe.
Precious about robbing here.
The eyes narrow, and he says, here for the same reason than you are. Business.
What business?
Isn't it obvious at this point? Just this seems like a nice bow. Wanted to see what you guys had. Wanted to see if it was enough to feed us for a few days. Maybe make our way to a bit of a nicer area.
Oh, so you got stuck here?
Stuck? Nah.
So nobody sent you?
There's no conspiracy. Just, well, can't really gesture, but like, shifts in the bonds and says, I don't know what else you're looking for.
Well,
Pretty cut and dry.
listen, the more information you can give me, the better it will be for you. Because we have to decide what to do with you.
Will you give me an intimidation check, Kiara, and I will allow Tazriel to be helping you. You are the person who's kind of speaking mostly, but Taz is definitely giving that intimidation factor, so.
So is that intimidation with advantage?
Yes.
Well, that is 2 7s, so 11.
11. All right.
I'm not a
Yeah, well, I've heard that all before. So you try and outrun the Raj, and they come and find you no matter what.
God, I hope not.
Oh. Well, can you just make up your minds? This is very uncomfortable.
I'm all for killing you now.
Kiara will turn to Matthias. What? Can we let them make the choice?
Oh, absolutely. That's what I planned on.
What do you mean? There's a muffled noise from. Would you say that they're within hearing distance of each other?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I would be talking to the elf at the same time.
At the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then they won't be chiming in. They're not really listening.
Maybe once the kin are done speaking, we can talk about options.
Well, if you're offering me any kind of choice, I would say I would love a stiff drink.
Not gonna answer that.
Obviously is ribbing at you. Okay. Then it was Oash and Barton making their way over to the elf.
Oh, I thought Barden was going.
I was by Kiara.
Oh, my bad. Then
Yeah.
Barton was just like leaning back against the side of the boat, just muscle in the background.
Yeah, I'm going.
Classic.
Like she did slam his fucking ass.
the elf is conscious. As you step a little closer, I think you definitely recognize Oash. Just the long hair, the paler skin, very familiar to you. A few bits of jewelry that have been braided into the hair, a long chain around the neck.
Yeah, Oash comes up with their staff and sits down with a bit of difficulty and says, as they, making sure that nobody from that side is paying attention, they do the thieves can't sign for safe and say, what the fuck are you doing so far north?
I can ask you the same question.
I'm not affiliated with a type that shouldn't be here.
I haven't been back north in, I don't know, decades.
You know they want to kill you.
Yeah, the big, tall bastard said as much.
What are you doing here?
They drop into Elvish. Looking for easy pickings. Obviously, you lot were not that.
I don't know if I can distract them enough to get you away.
You would do that.
Is there a sign in Thieves' Cant for Sparrow? Because if there is, Oish makes that symbol.
Hmm. Yeah. Let's see. All right. You can also give me an insight check.
That is... What's my insight? +4? That's a 15.
A 15. Interesting, I think, especially having dealt with just people of this type, it's not really hope that is crossing their face that you're picking up. They're obviously still tense, but a bit of a smile that is a little unnerving. There's rolled very low on their deception. I think you get a sense that they're less feeling a sense of solidarity with you and more that they're pleased you've just given them some ammo.
Oish's expression tightens at that,
Mm-hmm.
and they lean in and they say, I am offering you a way out. Because there is a certain level of solidarity between us. But any inch that I may give to you immediately disappears the second that you betray me. Do you understand?
Yes, I don't suppose I have a lot of room to maneuver. I would appreciate any assistance.
You'll need to get out of this area.
Skyholm,
Yes.
that is much harder than you think with the price on your head.
I'm not giving you any money.
They lean in as much as they can from where they're bound, and they say, You're not from here, and you're just traveling. Let us take the boat. That's what we need. I will go anywhere away from here as long as we have a ship. That's what we're really here for.
Do you not have a ship of your own?
We did.
And?
Kindling.
Who?
Who do you think?
Getting you this boat would mean killing the entire crew.
Maybe not. I don't have a lot of room to maneuver, so if you want us to just leave them, tied up in Castle, that's fine.
Oh man, you've given me quite the dilemma, Alex. They think for a moment,
Mhm.
And then they look back at this elf and say, "You hail from the atolls."
My family hails from the atolls, Mindalo, but I haven't been back there in, like I said, many, many years. I grew up mostly in what was Albara, now Warren Albara, near the city of Two Gorges. Seems to be giving you this information with like a sense of earnestness, trying to now give you something over them, information about them.
Right. And they say, "Then you understand the culture of where I come from."
Yes.
I need you to give me a compelling reason as to why you need this boat more than the crew that already holds it.
Sits back, thinks a little bit. It's a tough question. Need is a funny thing. I need somewhere safe. And even here in Skyhome, there are no corners that certain light cannot reach. I might have been greedy in the past, and I've lost people in the past. If I have a ship, I can find safety and forgiveness for the things that I have done from a power that offers no forgiveness. And this crew can find another ship. I can find no other escape route.
Oish stands. And it seems as if they're about to do nothing, but a mage hand slips a dagger out from their robes and they cut the elf free and then say, "I think you understand how wise it is to act as if that did not happen."
All right. I do want you to give me a stealth check.
Absolutely.
And I
Completely
think,
understandable.
since everyone was saying that they were paying attention more to this conversation, that you did specifically say, like, give me some space, I'm probably going to use people's passive perceptions for this, unless there's anyone who would argue that they were watching.
I was saying that I was trying to make sure nothing got out of hand, and that was for the whole room, not just the one guy.
Fine.
So then, Matthias, you can make an active perception check if you would like.
Okay.
I do have disadvantage, but I also have 2 counts of inspiration, so I'm going to use one of them to make it a flat roll.
Okay. I'll allow that.
$18.
All right.
20.
Ooh.
Nice. Ooh, this is
Everyone-
going to be hot.
Everyone but Matthias. The only one who would notice it is Matthias. And it's close. You're very careful. But he does glance over.
Tell me what I see, please.
Yeah. I think narratively, because these conversations are going on simultaneously, you're not picking up, and they are speaking in Elvish, which I don't think Matthias knows. So
No.
there's enough general
All he knows is that
intimidation.
they're speaking very heatedly.
Yes. So it does pick that up, and I think maybe a wish, almost like your just general vibe. I'm not like using a passive intimidation here, but you give off a threatening enough aura that I think it's not like you look like you're being nice, and Matthias picks that up. I think it is just you like slipping a dagger back away with a mage hand. That is what Matthias catches. Not even like the rope shifting that much, but enough to possibly suggest that you've done something. A hint here.
You're fucking kidding. Really?
Of course it would be Matthias who saw it. Of course.
Really? Okay, so Matthias sees her putting, like, mage handing a dagger away from the person. I'm assuming they would see, like, ropes, like something to indicate what's happening.
I think it is both the dagger being put away and the fact that for the briefest moment, your prisoner is smiling as it happens. So it's not like, okay, Awaish was threatening them with the dagger. They're smiling. Ooh.
All right. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second.
Before you do that, I'm going to drop a content warning for our audience that there might be some PC on PC tension, possibly raised voices, that kind of thing. So make sure that everyone is ready for that. And also we have safety tools in place to make sure that all of our players are safe and comfortable. And we've discussed what forms of anger might look like for some of these characters. So be aware of that.
Okay.
Awaish stands and walks back to the
Just
group.
give me 1 second. Just 1 second while that's happening. I just need a second to process. If we could stop the forward motion and give it a pause so that I can think about it. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll take a brief pause. Give us a sec.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Okay. As Oesh is standing, I think in one motion, Matthias is going to finally, like, register what's going on, pulls his sword, stands up, and is going to walk over. If Oesh is there, he will step around or through them and is going to skewer this elf.
Can we roll initiative for that?
Yeah, I think, let's give contesting initiative checks here.
Okay.
And I also want insight from Oesh.
Okay. Thank God.
20.
I had to do disadvantage. Fuck, but I got 19. Shit.
Once again, the 19 and the 20.
Insight. That is only a 5.
Okay, so with that, it's a very decisive action that Matthias is taking, which means that he does, like, get to that hit before you have a chance to react, and you don't register enough of his expression to, like, pick up that he's going to take this action. It is a very tight, close moment, but you don't have any kind of warning.
Oh, I need to, like, roll to hit this guy. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
This person.
They are
excuse me.
still prone.
Doesn't matter. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh man, so you do have advantage. Okay, yeah. Roll damage for that. There is. Oh wait, you do have you have an immediate reaction after this happens, but with a natural 20 and being low on health. Let me see. I will call that. Let me check that.
And.
Okay.
No, he's not gonna.
Awaish just by reaction casts Tasha's Mind Whip on Matthias.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay. 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And is going to burn a smite on this guy as well. 2nd level. So that is 3d8. Is that correct?
Yeah, 3d8. They're not of a type that would take extra damage.
And I double
Does that get?
And I double that as well.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
okay.
fuck.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. That's 35 points of damage.
35 points of damage. They short rested, so I gave them a little bit of a boost to health, but that is absolutely enough to take them out. And Matthias, I don't think I need to ask if you're doing this lethally or not.
No.
So,
And I have a second attack.
okay. You don't even need to roll it. I'll just sort of count, in this singular action, it is enough to put your sword wherever
you mean the
would
second
like it.
attack?
Yeah. If you want to take a
Unless
second
you're
attack
trying
on
to
them,
attack me.
I am.
if you're trying to attack a
You are.
witch, then absolutely yes. But in the singular motion, wherever you fly this blade through, you immediately see the light go out of their eyes.
And I turn around and I'm going to use the blunt end of my greatsword and bury it in Oasia's stomach.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. That's a 25.
What is it?
Oh.
Okay.
So since that, I mean, if it's my greatsword, I don't know. I'm using the bludgeoning end, so it can be like an unarmed. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Call that a D4 plus strength.
D4?
Yeah, that's a club is a D4, and so
Cool.
you're using it as an improvised weapon. But paladins are proficient with a bunch of different kinds of weapons, so.
Where are my fucking D4s? Here we go. That's 9 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, Awaish casts Tasha's Mind Whip on
That's an intelligence save, right?
Matthias. That's an intelligence save, and as they say it, they like spit out in Elvish, Helvetis Ruda. And
What does that mean?
you don't know.
That's actually.
Yes, I do. I
Do you
speak
know Elvish?
I do.
It means fucking puppet.
That's actually a 17, which is really good for him.
So you save. I think it's a save or suck. Oh, you take half of the damage.
Okay.
So hang on. Let me roll. Oop, I lost a d6. Okay. 4, 6. I don't like those dice. It's 12, so you take 6 points of damage.
Mhm.
All right.
And we're in initiative, baby.
Yeah. I don't know
We're
if anybody
fighting.
else wants to join.
Does anybody else want to get in here?
Yeah.
So I'll consider this is sort of like the surprise round of initiative. No one else would be able to act in this first round of you guys starting to attack each other. If anyone else wants to hop in, we can definitely step into initiative here. If you think your characters wouldn't have an initial reaction to getting into this, then we can keep it just in that tight 2-person initiative. What do y'all think?
Kiara is far too fucking unstable right now, so she has to be in this because she's about to do something dumb.
Okay.
If I could make a personal request that people just like have a collective initiative and do things, because I do have to pop out in like 25 minutes, so we gotta be fast.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Then everyone else roll initiative for me.
Kiara is gonna try to stop it if that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Fabulous.
That I got a 13. We're gonna just average our initiatives.
That's a 12.
A 12.
17.
Okay. So
So we all go after y'all,
to
right?
reiterate, we have Matthias at a 20, Awaish at a 19, and
Yep.
then we have Kiara, then Barden, then Taz.
Taz, Kiara, Barden.
Taz, Kiara.
Oh, wait.
Barden.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Quick question: have we taken a short rest?
I think that you have not.
I don't think that we did.
Well, I was sitting on the edge of the boat
you did.
and doing that whole thing.
If you would like to have taken a short rest, you are welcome to. I think there was enough time. You guys did say you delayed a little bit. So yes, if you would like to have taken a short rest, then you can spend some hit dice. But we're going to continue very tightly in this initiative to make sure we have enough time. So Matthias, you have another immediate reaction here, starting again from the top.
Yeah. Matthias is going to attempt to grapple Awish. He's going to
athletics.
step forward and try and like kite around them and grab them from behind. So that's athletics.
Athletics versus your athletics or acrobatics away.
I can use my acrobatics?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I still have disadvantage because it's a bad day, but...
Ooh. Ooh.
That's a 25. Athletics.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally no way I can beat that. And since I rolled a disadvantage, I got a 6.
Okay. Especially with the difference in those two numbers. This is a forceful grasp. You are currently grappled, Matthias. We've ruled before that with 2 attacks, you can use 1 attack to grapple and 1 to take another attack if you would like to.
There's nothing that I want to do to attack. I just want to do something that can like restrain more casting.
Yeah.
That's all. Like whether it's grabbing their
grapple will
hands, covering their mouth, something. I don't know.
A grapple does not restrain. You do have your net.
Can I? Would you let me like use that to try and restrain them in this turn?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then he's going to. Oh fuck. He's gonna use a free action to say, "What the fuck were you doing?" And then is going to use the net that kind of like it's on like a little rig, I think, that we talked about, and he's going to flick it upward towards her, and it is a saving throw. That is, what's the fucking saving throw? What is it? It's a strength check.
I fail.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm just gonna say it right now. Like, what is it? Unless it's like a DC 12 or something.
It's a 15.
So the way that a net works is that you have to hit with it as an attack roll.
Oh, I do?
In order to,
Okay, great.
I believe that you have to hit with it to attack.
And
to get it
I
around.
feel like you'd have advantage since I'm grappled, right? Like, if you're
Doesn't
grappled,
actually have
on
advantage.
attacking you.
No. Grappled just means they can't move. The restrained condition is what grants them advantage.
Jesus fucking Christ. 24?
Well, hit.
All right. So now the net does get wrapped around you, which means you do have to take an action or try and cut through the net in order to break yourself free.
I'm actually going to say that with that 6 to try to not be grappled and then getting hit with the net and possibly having like Matthias clap a hand over, like Awish is fighting and like hissing and spitting, and then all of a sudden, like in like the space of like 10 seconds of that happening, just kind of like, what's the word? Loosens in your arms.
Yeah.
And is like kind of doubled over in your arms and is like gasping for breath against your hand.
Yeah. Yeah. So still like holding tight. I'm gonna say that since he threw the net, he didn't cover your mouth because that was like his second thing that he chose to do. So like I don't want to do all of that because that seems a little much.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's all a lot, but I did a lot, so like it's tit for tat.
So I don't think that he would have the chance to like cover you up. But we can still say that you're like.
Yeah, is definitely still gasping for breath, just not against your hand. And like, I don't know if you could see it, but whoever is around could see that like their lips are discolored.
Yeah. And that's it for me.
Okay.
Because I used free action in all my actions, so yeah.
Amazing. Awish, it is your turn.
Restrained. Can't cast anything using hands. Oh god, hang on, wait. I have a thing. let me look at my features and traits. I think that Darren comes out, absolutely, you know. And I'm pretty sure that through him I can cast anything that is touch. Cast a spell with a range of touch. Your familiar can deliver the spell as if it had cast the spell. I think Oish tries to cast... Do I have any touch-based spells?
I
don't know
rolled
if I do.
for Darren's initiative because he does act separately, and that was a
That's
20.
true. Good job, Darren. Good baby. My sweetest boy. I don't actually know if I have any spells with a range of touch prepared right now. So I think Darren is just going to attack Matthias.
Oh, just with a slam?
Yeah.
Oh,
Get him, little guy.
little guy. All right.
God.
Book to the
Bye.
face.
Okay. I have that up and ready. So Darren is right here. Darren gets a. Here we go. Ooh. That is 16.
No, that just misses.
Yeah,
He's trying. I love him.
love him so much. So Darren sort of bursts out, flurry of paper and pages, and a loud like slam down on Matthias's armor. It's completely ineffectual, but he's there, sort of hovering, flapping. Yeah, more threatening than you've seen him look.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I can use my reaction to cast this, actually. Oish uses their bonus action to cast through Darren Dragon's Breath on themselves.
Okay.
And I think they're only going to get... I'm going to say that they're only going to get one try at this, and then... Because this is actually like a breathing-based spell. So, after that, they try to like wrest themselves towards Matthias and just send a wave of acid damage his way. You have to make I think it's like a con save, so you'll probably make it. Dex save. Yeah, Dex save.
If I'm behind you?
I'm breathing up at your face. You're holding me.
Yeah, in the cone.
Okay, what is it? Dex?
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 19, so that's a 20.
Okay. So you will just
Damn,
take
Smokey's
half of
rolled.
damage. Let's see. Half as much damage on a successful one. Okay, so that was 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 5 is 13. So we round down for D&D or up?
Down.
I think up.
Oh, wait.
Down.
For damage, barbarians round down. So I believe it's damage round down.
6 points then.
Okay, another 6.
And that's the last thing that they do before they like collapse in your arms. I don't think they have anything else.
Okay.
Although Darren is losing his shit, obviously.
Yeah, and you can hear I think it's still in your mind, Oish, almost like sort of a desperate, like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do with this motherfucker? Cursing Matthias out. Again, like hasn't really had experience with this, but is stressed out of his mind. Next in the order is going to be Taz.
So, oh my God, Taz like very confused about the sequence of events, but is seeing the struggle happen and is going to pull out the red scarf he took off of the Dragonborn when searching him and walk up to Matthias. Like, it looks like Oish has lost like the fight in them, but it's gonna walk up to Matthias and just hold it out. Should we gag them in like I don't really want to do this. Like, this is a bad idea. Like, they're fine, right? We don't have to do this.
If you fucking do it, you'll regret it.
Are you done?
Can I respond?
Talk as you wish.
I don't think that Matthias is going to give a direction. He's just going to say, they tried to free that other one.
You.
But
I think.
just,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think he's so fucking angry. Just hold on.
I'll hold my action.
Kiara, what are you doing?
And you would have heard
Meanwhile,
that too.
Kiara is standing next to that dragon board and shaking. And up when Taz goes up, it is like, should we gag them? And when Oish says, you'll regret it or whatever, I think Kiara just screams out, stop fighting! And half on accident, half on person, Kiara lights up as a beacon and channels divinity. And this is Radiance of the Dawn again. This is what you've seen on the ship. The thing is, this only targets hostile creatures. And right now, Barden is not hostile. Taz is not hostile. And Matthias is not hostile. But when she heard Sig say, fucking puppet, that did not sit right with Kiara. And so,
who do you want this to target? I would say Sig and the Dragonborn?
Oish and the Dragonborn have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
DC 14. It's not hard.
17 for the Dragonborn.
Half damage. Oh, right. I need to roll. Shit, sorry.
I did not make it. I missed it by 1.
You still have that 1 point of inspiration left if you...
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
That is 10 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Full.
Okay.
So you take 5 on a 5 on a success.
Dragonborn slumps back unconscious. Do you want this to be lethal or non-lethal?
No, not lethal. Kiara desperately wants to stop the fight.
All right.
And says, I think what she's also going to do as a bonus action is cast, shit, where are my bonus actions? I know I have Healing Word here somewhere.
Yeah.
She's going to cast Healing Word on Oish also.
Oh, interesting. Which do you want to happen first? You can use your action or your bonus action in any order.
It's going to be the light first because that comes out of her, and the Healing Word is kind of like this, like, oh shit, like I didn't mean to. Well, yeah, she did, but you know, like it's just like I'm not actually trying to hurt you. I'm just stop it, and so it's one of those like, oh, I'm sorry, I slapped you. Is it 1d4?
1d4 plus your
1d4
modifier.
plus 3. Okay, well that's 5. Well, that's 5 points of healing.
When you heal Oish, they're already very agitated, and when you do that, they scream and then pass out.
And Kiara, as you say those words, stop fighting, as you channel divinity in that moment, your voice comes out with a roar behind it. All of you hear this, and you still have that sort of unnatural glow to you, that light of your temporary hit points that remain. That light, as you channel that divinity, bursts into white flames around you, and for a moment you all see almost like a mane of flame down their back and their arms, traveling sort of like out towards the Dragonborn and away, and then dissipates in that next moment, almost like with like a glitter or a sparkle or something that turns warm as it like brushes Oasia's cheek, and then they pass out. Barden, you do still have a turn. And since, again, kind of combat, usually these things are actually happening simultaneously, so I want Barden to get one turn before then we can call off the initiative. So what do you do if this is all going on, Barden?
Everything is so fast and so now. I think first instinct is to grab Kiara. Just go in front of her and just pull her against her. Just, okay, it's done, okay, it's done, all right? It's done. Okay. No more fighting, hey? No more. No action, just trying to deal with that aftermath. But it just has Kiara tucked into her
And
chest.
Sarah's vibrating against you, but also immediately clutches you and holds on as tight as she can.
No.
Just cradled against, like, big hand cradled against Kiara's head. Just, okay, we're done.
And before we end and step out of that initiative, you pull Kiara to you, and clattering down from the deck, rapier drawn, is Butts at this moment, who just like pushes her way and holds, like, is aiming right for Kiara, having heard some commotion going on, and is doesn't make it to hurt you, Kiara, but like Barden, if you hadn't pulled Kiara sort of out of the way to you, the point of the rapier would have passed by Kiara's jaw. At this point, it just sort of like dips past and then hovers at their neck. There's that pause for a moment. Dragonborn's unconscious. Alicia's unconscious. No one else is taking any hostile actions or attacks.
When Vice came down and like pulled the rapier, I think Matthias would have tried to sidestep, shuffle in front of her, and just say, "It's not her."
I think you don't really get a chance to, because it happens in the initiative order.
Oh, I see. I thought we were out.
Yeah. No worries. So it is Vice in that initiative order, like in that same moment, all of these explosions happening, and you're still holding away. So there's like a separation here, and then there's the pause of holding the rapier. And then things sink in. 10 seconds. Now we're out of initiative. Then you can take that sidestep if you would like.
Should we take our break now, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
I'll try to tune in to see if you have any conversations about what the fuck is going on.
Are you gonna be gone for the rest of the episode?
Yes, I'm coming back so soon.
All right. I would love. Thank
So
you
that's
guys
no.
for watching.
No,
not
they're
going
not gone.
So okay.
Not coming back.
Okay, good. I'm good. I was confused, but now I'm good. Okay, we're gonna take a
Got it.
15-minute break at
Yep,
the
we'll be
very
back.
least.
We're gonna do some safety check-ins. We'll be back in 15 minutes. See you guys soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody. So, it's just me. We have had a couple of timing things on our end, and we have also had some... Obviously, this has been a really intense session, and so for safety reasons, we're gonna draw our stream to a close here, and we're gonna come back next week. Everybody is okay. We just need to come together and hang out for a little bit together. And so we're gonna cut it here. We love y'all so much, and we really appreciate you hanging with us for this incredibly intense episode. And I'm excited to see where it goes next week. Thank you all so much. Once again, thank you to Multiverse for our incredible maps. Thank you to Alex for being our incredible dungeon master, and thank you to Soundtail for giving us our wonderful, wonderful music. And thank you to all of you for hanging out with us. We love you very much. You can find our stuff on YouTube, Total Party Kiss. We have a playlist of all of the Strange Hungers episodes, as well as episodes of our other shows, including our new trophy show. And you can also find us on Twitter. So go hang out with us on the internet. We love you very, very much. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye.